Apparently, this might be a short console generation. I know in the past, console generations are typically around 5 years before the 360 PS3 era came around. When the PS3 was around for like 12 to set, not 12 years, 6 years. So and the 360 was around 7 years. Okay, but we're going back to the old days of console generations, where this console has been around for 5 years. Because I thought console generations were getting longer. PS4, Xbox One were around for 7 years before they were replaced. And apparently, we're going back to probably the 5 years of the console. Which means, yes, the Xbox Series X and S are going to outsell the N64 almost certainly. But it seems that they're more worried about the next generation of consoles. Hopefully, Xbox gets their head out of the ground and realizes they actually need exclusive games. I think the world has fallen off the tower of this generation, hoping this next generation makes good game, puts up. But again, the problem is AAA gaming is dying. Okay, no one cares about AAA gaming because what I said in the Stellar Blade video, which is the one before this video, is and talking about recording time is that people have to worry about microtransactions and glitches and bugs. Okay, I don't think Microsoft or Sony care about either. Okay, Sony does not want, it's funny, it'll take 10 years to complete a game. Oh, wait, the game still comes out incomplete or half baked. Okay, oh, you give the next 10 years for the next Spider Man game, hoping and praying to the gaming gods the game isn't full of microtransactions or a live service game, or it isn't a gritty and buggy and incomplete game. Okay, because I remember back in the day, games were not like that. Okay, there was the rare exception like Sonic 06, but most of the games came out complete at once. Okay, I think the problem of modern gaming is they keep trying to make these games as grandiose as they possibly can, which means this meme is now we want games with worse graphics but better gameplay. Games that come out at a reasonable amount of time. Because this generation of consoles has been the most underwhelming consoles. Like, most people have not really bought many new games for this generation of consoles. It is pretty scary. There's only been a handful of successful games for this generation of consoles. Which really shows you that AAA gaming is dying almost certainly because back in the day, AAA gaming, every single major game, people didn't have to worry about, like, for example, the Suicide Squad game was released in the 360 era, it would become a bestseller immediately, okay? Because there will not be any microtransactions, there will not be any bullshit in the game, and other things. There was no live service bullshit back in the day, and people would have bought it. Okay, it was sold millions. But we live in an era of gaming now. Well, gameplay and story is taken back towards greed and wokeness. That is what is taken back to. I think this is the problem with modern gaming. They keep trying to please this 10% of people on Twitter. Like it's funny that the left tries to think that the woke is winning. I don't think either the right or the woke are winning. I think people want something in the middle. Okay, something in the middle. I think people want it back to how it used to be. No wokeness at all. No one wants them, and also no one wants a game about about how no one wants pro-Trump games either, but no one wants woke games either. I think people want games in the middle, in the center. Okay, like how it was before the PS4 and Xbox One, even before 2020. Okay, people want games in the center. Okay, people want games in the center. Okay, because the rights demands in games is what I know of, and they don't want any gay people in the games, which I don't think is going to happen. I think developers, especially indie developers, are going to put gay characters in games. It's not. I just don't understand why that's a big issue to them, because yes, there are a lot of people who do want to see gay people in games. Okay, or people who don't want to see a lot of minorities in games. Though that's some of the very far right, but I think they're mostly concerned about race swaps. I think that's the main concern. Like, if you make a new character, they don't care. Okay, except for this that new Star Wars character we'll talk about. But again, the Star Wars fandom has basically turned into a rotten egg at this point. That is, Star Wars is an IP beyond fixing. Okay, beyond fixing. Okay, I think no matter what you do with Star Wars, you're never gonna make that fan happy. And of course, the rest want to opposite of that. Obviously, they want more representation. They want more. They want more representation of certain communities, okay, and ethnicities in the games, okay. I think that's why they call it the culture war. I'm not calling it Gamergate 2. It's just the culture war. It's been going on for like 5 or 6 years. Okay. Actually, for culture war, it started with Trump when Trump was running for president. Okay, but yeah, it is the same as this generation of consoles is already over in their eyes. This generation is already over. So PlayStation is saying the same thing. There's a PS6 maybe coming out in 2026 or 2027. Okay, Xbox may want to watch it out first because they know that they watch it the same day that they might be trounced by PlayStation once again. I think if Xbox really wants the console to be successful, what I've been saying, you need to have games on your console that are worth buying. Okay, Sony, they have all these random Japanese anime games. Nintendo has, of course, the flagship IPs. Microsoft is kind of like the franchise problem of Hollywood. Okay, Microsoft needs to make new IPs. And I've been saying this for a while, or use the existing IPs they own. Microsoft owns a lot of IPs that have been pretty successful in the past, like Banjo-Kazooie. They now own all of Activision. I know because of that court case, they can't really use Activision games as exclusives, but they still have Bethesda and many more studios under the belt. They can make exclusive games for the next generation console. So, who wouldn't be too surprised if we get Call of Duty exclusive games for the next generation of Xbox consoles? We'll wait to see if these consoles are digital only or have physical media, attached to them as well. Xbox Series X and S will be, yeah, and the Zen hasn't been even started. It takes 5 years, 6 years to make one game again, one game, and then now PS5 will be supported to 2030 because people buy it. Okay, and this is the problem of modern gaming. I think this is just the problem of modern gaming overall. Modern gaming, you have to wait 5 years to make a game. For example, Halo. Let's compare Halo, like how it was. Okay, they were making like a Halo game a year. How it's just a Halo game a decade. Okay, this is or Fallout. You had Fallout 3, you had New Vegas in 2009. And, you had to wait 7 years for Fallout 4, and you may have to wait a decade for Fallout 5 or more. Okay, this is just the problem with modern gaming. Okay, problem of modern gaming overall. Bioshock 1, 2, and technically can count Infinite as free. Oh, wait, we never got another Bioshock game ever. Yeah, Borderlands 1, 2, and pre-sequel. 5 years for Borderlands free. This is just the problem of modern gaming. We might not even get a new Borderlands game we got Tiny Tina's Wonderland. I forgot that it made that game. No one bought that. I think they're making a part 2 as well. Like, really? They're also making a Borderlands movie, which I heard nobody wants to see. Okay. I heard that movie was going to be awful. Of course, he can't really go by what people say on YouTube. Obviously, because, obviously people can construe stuff for their own biases. For example, according to some people on YouTube, Banjo-Kazooie is one of the most iconic video games ever, when that isn't the case, because Banjo-Kazooie, as a franchise, only sold like 5 million copies. But it's supposedly one of the most iconic franchises in all of existence. It's so iconic that Microsoft has dumped the franchise and just realized that no one cares about Banjo-Kazooie after Nuts and Bolt's failure, because Banjo-Kazooie fans, unlike Mario fans, cannot adapt to any new gameplay styles, which really sold, because I had a lot of fun playing Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, but it's really that weird spin-off. Like, I think the reason why some people hate that game because they played it as like the third game in the series, and we didn't get our proper free, third game. But yeah, and that's about this video here. Goodbye.